Hi, it's Michelle here, and I'm inviting you to wake up and live. And here today, I'm going to face my fears. And I already recorded this video once and found out there was no sound. Ah! Okay. Crazy how that happens. Okay, so I have been feeling prompted to declare some things, make it publicly known to everybody about myself, and that has brought up a lot of anxiety and fear. And yeah, I feel like it's really important for me to do this, and that on Sundays I will actually be taking a look at some specific things that have to do with this subject and the law of attraction, energy healing, sharing your message, whatever it is. So I get to face this fear. And so I was watching this video, I'm linking it up here, suggesting a video that was all about facing the fears. And it was pretty cool. She took it down to, like, she had these 100 fears that she was going to face. And she realized there was actually only 7 fears. So, like, fear of rejection, fear of getting hurt, that kind of thing. That was pretty cool. So go watch that. She was on a TEDx Houston, and I thought it was a fabulous, fabulous presentation. So I watched that one, and that was like the kind of deciding factor. Okay, I'm going to do this. I am going to do this. I've been feeling the promptings. I've been feeling this, like, you just got to do it. And before that, there was actually another video. Not my latest. One of the channels that I started following, his channel is Mindshore. His name is Olly. It's pretty cool. I really like his message. I really have loved every video I watch of his. And so I'll probably put his face up over here after, at the end of the video, just because I would like to suggest you go to his channel. But I'm also going to link up the video that he had that was specifically about anxiety, social anxiety. I don't have tons of social anxiety, but it does come up, and it was really good to hear his approach to it and some reminders of what really happens. Because what's really happening is we start to think about what they're thinking of us. And we're very much future-based, the what ifs, what's going to happen. And that's where a lot of anxiety is. Anxiety is really, truly about freaking out about the future. Not very present way to be, is it? And so I shared with him, and I'm going to share with you now some of my experiences on one of the ways that I have used. It's not the only way I've used, but it's one that I've used with success to actually let go of that anxiety for a little while. Sometimes it lets go permanently because I realize I actually enjoy life better without it. And that is simply, and I've kind of done a video on this before. Not kind of, I did do a video on this before. And the video, and it was, maybe I'll link that one too, why not? 3 links, woohoo! You can have 5. So it was doing this question, what would it feel like to let go? And you can say, just for a moment, for the length of making this video. What would it feel like for an hour? What would it feel like to let go for the day? So what would it feel like to let go of the anxiety for making a phone call? Because that's one of my places where I can kind of get pretty freaked out, is phone anxiety. So what would it feel like to let go of the anxiety for the length of the call? Another one has been, I really wanted to allow myself to just dance the way that I want to dance when I go dancing. I have noticed that there was a lot of judgment. Some of it's cultural, and some of it is just as, like, I put on weight, I got some judgment about myself that way. Judgments about what people think of me and different things. And so I chose, actually just last night, to go dancing with the attitude of, what would it feel like to let go of this fear for a moment? What would it feel like to let go of this fear for the whole dance? So I said that, I felt the change in my energy, and I went to the dance. And then while at the dance, somebody commented about my dancing. Actually, a lot of comments about my dancing. One guy was telling me how much fun it was to watch me because he could just tell I was having a lot of fun. I had actually a guy asked me multiple times to dance because I just danced. I had another guy that just thought I was like, he's like, I want to dance with you all night because I would just dance. And they could feel that I was just really shining. I was really in the moment. I was having a blast. I wasn't thinking about what people were thinking of me. I was just having fun. And this other guy, he commented to me and told me I was being too tempting with the way I was dancing. And I just did another little shimmy thing. And because I was like, whatever, you can say what you want. But at the same time, I was doing my shimmy and kind of blowing his comment off, like, that's the interesting thing to say. I was remembering all of the other people and how they were encouraging me to do this. And I think that that happens when we're looking at our fears and facing our fears. We start focusing on the one or two people that reject us, or the small group of people that reject us. And we're not looking at all of the people that encourage us. I mean, I've noticed as I've been watching different YouTube videos, I kind of look and see how many thumbs up and how many thumbs down people have. And I've noticed that these people that have like close to 200,000 subscribers, they have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of thumbs up. And they maybe have less than 100 thumbs downs. There's always going to be this little group, and you can focus on that, but that's lack mentality. You don't want to focus there, because that's like allowing that guy telling me that I was too tempting. If I would have listened to him and pulled back and stopped dancing, I wouldn't have had fun the whole night. I wouldn't have danced with this guy that I met that I thought was absolutely incredible. I just wouldn't have had as much fun. I would have gone home at the end of the night, and I would not have been pleased with myself because it wasn't being true to me. And so I am so grateful that I have the techniques that I have, and that I was able to face my fear of rejection and just dance and ignore the one or two naysayers compared to the hundreds of people saying, "Go, Michelle." So what is my real fear? My real fear is rejection. Oops, sorry. That was a big loud noise. And some of that's cultural, and some of that is generational, which I guess is a different kind of cultural. One guy that I follow on Facebook calls those paradigms. I could call it, I actually have started calling them matrices. I used to call them grids. So it was like these things that you could tie into this, like the culture has its matrix. And I think there's actually more than one. And you can tie into the lower cultural matrix, or you can tie into the higher ones. And so we have these different things, and he calls them pendulums. That's what he calls them, pendulums. And I like the idea of calling them a matrix. So we have these things, and so there's a generational matrix, and there's a cultural matrix, and then there's my own personal experience with being rejected for this very subject, and that is my religious beliefs. To stand up and say, one of my biggest areas of rejection is actually with my own brother. I've had so many discussions that were not pretty at all about religion with my brother. Being rejected just because I choose to believe and he chooses not to. It's really hard when somebody that close to you rejects you. And so it's made it really hard to want to come out and say, this is who I am, this is what I choose to believe, this is what brings me joy. You don't have to choose the same thing as I do. You choose what brings you joy. But please also be respectful of my choices as I am respectful of yours. So my religion is, I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We are usually called Mormons by everybody, so I am Mormon. And I'm Mormon who believes that I have psychic powers. That's a little crazy to say. It's highly rejected in my culture to claim psychic powers, but you can call them spiritual gifts. It's really the same thing. The ability to cognitions? I can't remember the word. anyway, to know things, to see things, to hear things, all those psychic things. So you got clairvoyance, clairaudience, claircognizance, that's what it is, clairescence. There's all these different clairs. They're technically psychic gifts. To say that in my church is like big taboo. So these are some of the areas that I get to face my fears because these are a part of who I am. I do have a lot of that kind of stuff going on. I don't know how I know things. I just do. It's not something I necessarily asked for, but it's who I am. So that's what it is. So there you have it. It probably will influence a lot of what I say, but at the same time, I'm going to continue to be me, and that is a person who acknowledges that you have your own choices. If you don't want to believe in God, that's totally okay. You do not have to believe in God. I do hope you believe in some kind of a power within or above you or something that you can call on to, I don't know, the universe, your higher power. Even if you just totally tap into your soul, I do soul healing, so I'm totally okay with the soul thing. I just also choose to believe in a higher power. But if you don't, that's okay. You choose what you want. You do what makes you feel joy, and make your religious choices, or choosing, whether that be choosing a specific religion, choosing not to have religion, whatever, make your religious choices on it. And if I do offer a religious-based video, I hope that you still watch to glean whatever you can that you can apply to your own life. You don't have to believe in God to apply some of the concepts that I will talk about in your life. And if you do choose to believe in God, however that God looks for you, that's fine. That's awesome. So there you have it. I've declared a couple of things. One, I've declared being Mormon, and I've declared being psychic. Two things that are pretty scary sometimes. I have a family history of people who were burned at the stake with witch trials and everything like that. So to bring that energy also into my experience is just adding more. I've got people who were excommunicated from my religion because in my family history because of their personal experiences, which can be classified as psychic as well. So it's pretty scary sometimes to do this. It's pretty scary sometimes to come out and say who you are. I follow a guy, I haven't seen anything he's produced lately. I gotta find out if he's producing stuff because I love watching what he has to say. He's very, very much about just being who you are and sharing your message, and I just love it. And one of his big things was coming out of the closet. He grew up in a very Christian background, and he came out of the closet. That's a big deal. That's a big fear to face, and to come out and say, this is who I am, like it or not, I'm here. And that's the same kind of energy I have, is that this is who I am. Like it or not, this is who I am. So just, there you go. I get to think about what brings me joy. And what brings me joy is dancing how I want to dance. And my religious beliefs bring me joy. And my family brings me joy, and sharing my message brings me joy, and teaching the law of attraction and the other things about manifesting, they bring me joy. Thank you for watching, and I hope you continue to watch because I love the feedback when people listen to me. It's incredible. It's incredible when you comment. It's incredible to whatever the feedback, even the negative feedback is just incredible. So thank you so much for watching. I will be back again tomorrow. Remember to let your soul shine bright and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Where's the stop button?